We're live! Yay! Okay. Hello, everybody, wherever you are at home. Hello, everyone here. So excited to be doing this masterclass with you today. This is about conscious listening, which is a skill set using a 4-step process to extend what we're actually able to hear and then also to connect ourselves with music, with others, and with ourselves. And so we're going to start by leading with the listening, leading with what we can actually hear. And Adrian, where are you, Adrian? Hiding behind the pole is our first performer. Come on up and tell us what you're playing, Adrian.
I will play Bach's Invention number 1 in C major.
I've got a mic for you.
Oh, great. Testing.
Testing.
Unfortunately, it does.
So, Adrian, I put you first this time because last time you were last, and I was like, I want you to have a chance to not have to wait, because waiting is really hard. But then so is going first. So, what were you hearing? What were you listening to?
Mistakes.
And how did you respond?
I realized not listening that I'd written these things at the top of my sheet about what to do before I played, and I read none of them. And then I did remember one of the cues at least partway through, and I felt like it got smooth there again, and then I tripped up here or there, and in general, I chose this piece because it is a very cognizable, they say when you hire a chef at a restaurant, you have him cook an egg. I wanted to play something that was like an egg. And it's not perfect, but for me it's a little victory just because I find Bach very intimidating. And so there were moments where I really was able to enjoy the sound and listen to the sound, but in general I think I was far too amped up to properly absorb and play it well.
You're right, Bach is intimidating because the voices are independent. So the left hand is acting like a melody on its own, and you have to have the control of following two very, very distinct voices. And this is a huge jump for you. So I think, you were very brave to choose this from, being melody and accompaniment to two simultaneous brains happening at the same time. Also, I think that all things said and done, the fact that you were able to go from beginning to the end, keep your eye on the final note. We're always talking about the revival point in lessons. Wow, did you do that? right? So with everything in your head saying, oh my goodness, this feels foreign, piano feels foreign, the lights feel foreign, people feel foreign, the space feels foreign, you were able to keep that focus. So that was fantastic.
That's what I think is, there's so many things that are hard about this, but I mean, like, at least when I played, I was this close to playing Joplin for this. But like Joplin, you like hit those big notes and boom, 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 boom. If you go off, you can just find the next measure and start hitting chords again, bump, 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 bump.
Right.
This, when I was off, so I guess I'm proud of the fact that I messed up and still ended up where I needed to end up.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard for me in this type of music.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is, instead of feeling like all these foreign things are distracting, we're gonna enjoy the foreignness of the space, right? Enjoy how when you play that first note, you have a chance to hear how it's coming back to you. So will you just play the first note for me? I'll just turn this off. Okay, now, can you play the first three notes and just listen to the space? Maybe look somewhere into the corner and just imagine you can see the sound. Okay, now can you do it in a way that is all connected, so the four lines are going somewhere? Okay, do you guys hear a change in the tone? Right, so now you've started to listen to what you want to happen. How are you going to make us feel that opening rest?
Probably visually as much as anything.
Well, okay. How are you going to prepare us for that rest?
The 16th note opening rest?
Yeah.
Not take a breath. I mean, that's what I mean by visually, like visually demonstrate that there is a rest there.
Well,
before I enter on that note.
Yeah, so we have a breath on the downbeat, which is a rest, but we have a prep breath before that downbeat, right? So I'm fishing for, are you thinking 1, 2, 3, upbeat?
I'm not.
Oh, yeah. So listen for that upbeat, listen for that silence, that moment of cueing us all to be with you. Okay, do you feel more in control of the tempo this time?
I do, yeah.
That's important, yeah. Now,
One gets away from me.
Are you happy with the dynamics you're hearing in this room, which is different than dynamics at home, right?
It's less bright than I'm used to, I think.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm used to
Because it's big.
right in front, like a upright and a
Right, right. Good. Now, what are you hearing between the right hand and the left hand? Are they responding to each other the way you want?
They're getting there.
Great.
Better than my first round.
Which hand was more shy?
My left hand is more shy in this case.
Okay, so
Not usually the case.
okay, so in this room, in this piano, with these people, let your left hand lead. Yeah, well, I have to say that balance was great. Can you guys hear both voices now? Yeah, okay, that was great. Now, let's take a moment to listen to your body right now. Is there a place that you can get rid of some tension?
Is there a place I can't get rid of tension?
Well, choose one.
Yeah.
Baby step.
My jaw and stuff is tight right now.
Your jaw. I totally forgot this.
Yeah,
Oops.
well, definitely I have a tight head and jaw right now.
Okay, awesome. So what we're gonna do is, everybody, you can do this with me. Just let your jaw hang a little bit. And if you wanna just like put your hands on there and just allow the weight to help it to relax a little bit. Let's see if that changes your sound. Okay, so we're going to stop there. Okay, that felt much more serene. And what is the character you want us to feel?
Part I was supposed to read before I started playing. Like, you asked about an emotion prior, and I didn't really have like a thrilled or like I listed like conversational, collaborative, open, pleasant. Like it's a conversation. I wrote like a country walk, not an NYC walk.
We have NYC students here.
I know.
What do you think?
Not an NYU walk, but an NYC walk. I mean, like, so when you're walking through the Scottish countryside,
we have lots of NYC students.
You take like a walk, and you walk at a certain pace. When you walk from like here to 42nd Street, you walk like a New Yorker. So like, it's supposed to be a country walk, not a New Yorker walk.
And are you walking like a New Yorker right now?
I'm New York furious right now with a cab driver, so yeah, I'm walking like a New Yorker.
No, I think you're getting calmer though. Okay, so let's walk a little further out of the city. Let's walk past the bridge to New Jersey. It's a stepping stone. There is countryside in New Jersey. It's a little closer than upstate New York.
From the start?
Mm-hmm. Keep breathing. Feel the pulse. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So, how are you feeling with connecting to the space? Do you feel like the sound is with you?
At moments, yes.
Good.
Like the high notes are really ringing quite a bit.
Yeah.
Low note, I feel like I have a muddy left hand anyway, and when I'm not muddy, it sounds like beautiful, but I think maybe that's the nature of the low notes or the nature of the space, but the low is a little bit muddier than the right, and that's me is much more than the space, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
feeling the energy, feeling connected. Between your left hand and right hand right now, let's just see which hand feels more connected to you. Which hand is smarter? You guys can do this with me too. Left hand and right hand, which one is more connected?
Right hand.
Okay, so can you let your left hand connect in the same way that your right hand is connecting? Can it learn to be like your right hand?
I know the feeling you're talking about. I think I can get close to it, but
So,
it never has the faculty of it.
Okay, all right, so let's just do the left hand. Can you make it sound like your right hand? Are you happy with that?
No. It feels not as clear.
Okay.
But,
Mm-hmm, how's that?
It's getting there. I'm trying to find that line between like slurring it all and like counting each note individually, and that's the hard part.
Can you imagine there's like a little lead tip in each fingertip, and it's very controlled and it's very precise. You know exactly where on the key it's going to go, and it's going to penetrate all the way down to the floor. Do you guys hear a difference? All right, did you like that?
Yeah.
You like that? Okay, great. That's great. So, with every performance, you're gathering all these sensory information from the room and the feel. And when you have like different layers of experiences, they all inform the kind of sound that you can imagine having when you go to mentally practice. So just to sum up with conscious listening then, when we describe, you described this, or I described it, as having two equal parts, right? So the left hand has to be just as independent as the right. When we focused on one thing, we were focusing a lot on the voicing of left and right speaking to each other as equals. When we talked about responding, you wanted to create this fantasy scene of the countryside. And then when we talked about breathing, we talked about getting us involved in the opening prep breath. So we're all with you, and then allowing yourself to take that moment to calibrate what's happening in the room, and then also how you're going to control the tempo in the very opening. Anything else?
A lot for 2 pages. But no.
Yeah. And we'll get to the rest of the piece later in the week. But I think it was really beautiful. And again, I applaud your bravery for staying with the pulse through whatever is happening. You kept the line, and that's what a performance is about. So keep it up. Right. Yeah, bravo. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Come on up, Lika. On her way to the airport. Thank you for stopping in. Tell us about your piece.
Hello, everybody. So I grew up in Czech Republic in a small border town very close to Austrian border and relatively close to Vienna.
It's not on.
Okay. So I don't know, should I?
Yeah, one more time.
I grew up in a town very close to Vienna, where Franz Schubert was active, composing and living his life. I never played Schubert before. I thought I should get to know his music a little bit. And so I brought it up. I take some lessons, locally in New Jersey. And my teacher, she selected this piece called Wanderer Fantasie. Wandern in German means like travel or wander around. So maybe the music evokes some of the travel passion. Maybe I will try. Those days I have to bring it up. People travel on horseback.
Yeah. Well,
You'll have to play it again when you get to the Czech Republic in 12 hours and
see if it feels differently with the air over there. Yeah.
I have trouble turning pages, but I think it's...
Do you want me to turn?
So maybe I just...
Okay. Are you okay with the page turn, or do you want me to turn?
I have trouble with this page. I can turn this one. But here...
Okay, I'll turn the first page for you. How's that? I can't really reach. We're not looking to frown at somebody in the audience. So the Czech Republic used to be Moravia, and Moravia used to be where Schubert's parents lived, and so these political borders change, but he is an honorary Czech. Okay.
Your mic isn't on.
Okay, sorry.
I just want to, if you will permit me, to put this in the context of your full-time job at the hospital, coming home late at night, and then being able to practice such a monstrosity of a piece. How do you find time to practice after your work?
I'm waiting for weekend.
The weekend practice, yeah.
Yeah, so during the week is hard. Sometimes I manage, I try to at least 1 hour, but I'm waiting mostly for weekends.
Yeah, weekend, because having a full-time job it's amazing. It's very inspiring, for me to see people being so dedicated to practicing. Yeah. Let's start backwards, if we may, because I love the opening of how you had such a huge dynamic contrast, right? Like the fortissimos really came out beautifully in this room with this 9-foot piano. I mean, it was great sound, and then you really, really cut it down for the double piano. Getting nervous? Nervous is normal. It's just part of playing, and you handled it really well. And I just wanted to extend that dynamic thread to the very end, because now he wants us to do triple piano. This piano has an amazing, incredible super piano range. So let's play with it. Let's play with where it says just the right hand. Yeah, can you ghost it? Can you do even less? And can you relax, like on the keys, like completely relax? Is there a place in your body that you can let go of just a little bit of tension? Okay, now when you touch it, can you go even slower? Yeah, as slow as possible. Now, what if we add a prep breath to it so it's completely relaxed when you go down? Yeah. Yeah. How's that? That's a different sound than you had before, right? Yes. Yes, thank you for rebalancing that voicing between the two notes. Very good. How about the left hand? Yeah, now, can you add a prep breath so it's completely relaxed, no muscle engagement? Okay, now, can you ghost it? Can you ghost it so you're just touching? You're not playing. Okay, even less of the thumb, you're just touching. Yeah, just touch. Less. Slow touch. Yes. Okay, slow touch everything. Wow. Okay. All 4 notes? No, too much. Yes. Okay. Shh. Okay. Yes. No, too much. Yes. Okay. Now, let's try with the left pedal. Yes. Yes. Wow. Oh my goodness. What did you guys think? Oh my goodness. Wow. Yes. That's it. What do you think? Incredible, right? So you cannot do this at home because you need a great piano, unless you have this piano at home. But this is the fun thing of performing at different places, right? Like you can experiment with what's the capacity of this space here and now. Now, let's go to your double forte stuff, because that was just fantastic, because you had such a generosity of sound, and also you had sometimes really a nice generosity of timing as well. And so that was all really, really grand. The character, the grandeur really came out. Now, what I'd like to have us experiment with in here is the feeling of a bounce. So instead of going down, 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 what if we did down, up, up, down, up, up, down? Yeah. Now, you don't have to sacrifice the fortissimo. It can be very big, bum, bum, bum. Yes. Yes. Now, when you have the arpeggio, bum, da 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 da, can it just be one up, da 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 da, instead of down, down, down? Da, da. Well, it goes to the B. Yeah, can you do it without pause? Da 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 da, bum. Yeah, is it a yes? Does that feel secure going from the 5 to the 5? Yeah. Well, I just want to, no, I wouldn't suggest different fingering, but I would suggest you could use a breath if you didn't feel secure about it, or even if you did, to feel like da 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 bum, ba da 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 da. So there's a little bit of a shape. Let's breathe with her. Ready? Yeah. You know what you did is you really arrived on that B this time, right? You guys could really feel that arrival. That's what the breath does for you. It expands your expression of the gesture. Let's do it from the beginning now. Okay. Yeah, in the last two chords, bum, bum. Can it also have a breath? So it just has an elegance. Yes, right, because you're sending it not to like your neighbor next door, you're sending it to the next town over. Bum, bum, there you go, right? So really, really far. Maybe in the Czech Republic, you can actually see the next town on the next hill in the distance. Sometimes. Okay, so let's do that. Let's send the love over there. There you go. Okay, now that in that breath, bum, bum, listen for that silence. Can you hear the echo in the hills? Dum, bum, listen. Listen. Yes, yes. Send it over, listen. Yes. That's it, that's it. That's great. Does that feel different? Does it feel like you're communicating to a much larger area than just to the person in the front row? Right? So imagine you were in the Roman amphitheater and you're like out to the world, right? Okay, wonderful. Let's try a couple different spots specifically with this piano in this area. For instance, let me see if I can find this stuff. When you have a lot of chords, dum, bum, 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 we find varieties to imagine how it could have different shapes. So if you were thinking about this as a 2-bar phrase, you have, then you bundle something up together for us to attach onto instead of bum, 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 bum. And then a second time. And then again. And it just goes on. Yes, yes. So having the first two sets you up. When the third time comes, you feel like, oh, this third time is much bigger in comparison. And that really builds to that climax. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. How do you feel physically? When you're playing this and you're listening to your body, do you feel like it's working with it? Do you feel like it's struggling against it? How are you experiencing it? I'm sorry.
Sorry. I sometimes develop tremor a little bit with my right hand.
What kind of places?
And it's unpredictable. You
Okay.
know, like when I played it here, so I had trouble in these parts. But it can be anywhere. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
It does not happen to me when I practice at home by myself. But, you know, when I play somewhere, so I start shaking, and it's very difficult for me, like, to get together.
Does it affect the way you play, though? Can you still play the same way with your...
No, sometimes I have to stop.
Sometimes you stop. Okay. You know, I have an interesting story. When I was in a competition for... I think it was in high school. It was the first time that I noticed that my right leg was shaking, and during this competition. Thank you. And it was kind of funny because I mentally had trained to ignore signs of nervousness. Like I could mentally just shut it down. Like I'm not thinking about being nervous, but my body was feeling nervous, and I still had to deal with that. I still had to respond to that, right? And so I think one of the things we can do is accept that that is a normal way that our body is trying to work out the adrenaline, right? But the other thing is when you're practicing to always have safe spots, like when you have, let's say, safe houses along the route, right? And you know you have a friend in New Jersey, and then you have a friend in Ohio. Like you don't have to be driving from here to California in one day. You have places that you're going to stop at, right? So all along the entire piece, if you had places where you can drop, I would practice that way, including having a breath there or the pickup to something. And you just know that those are your safe houses. So even if something happen, like your arm decides to get nervous, we always mentally know that there is the next safe house not very far. So does that help? It's something to something.
One has to like try.
Yeah.
I think I have
Try.
to try. You know.
Yeah.
It works, but I do appreciate. I think it's a good suggestion.
Right, okay. So in closing, I think I just want to say that, so we talked about breathing as a way to embody and to express further some of the gestures, but also for the security of something, to really make it stick, we use the breath because we're connecting the body to work with us instead of against us. And then we're also talking about responding to the fact that the focus of this piece is so much on the rhythm, bum, 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 that we are constantly finding different ways to present that. So the variety of ways that you can shape that, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, da 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 da, da 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 da. There's a lot of different things you can do to make it always a fresh thing. And even here, when I'm looking at this, right here you have, the left hand, right, the left hand. So, yeah, but letting your arm feel that bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Or is it, right? It could be bum, bum. Yes. There you go. And then maybe it's different depending on the harmony, because when you have, that is a leading tone, therefore that has more tension, and maybe that has less. It really depends on the context. But every time it comes back, it can have a nuance, just like when we talk and we say the same thing 100 times. Hello, hello, hello. There's a lot of variation, just naturally. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much. Thanks for playing. Next. Okay, introduce it.
Okay, so the next one is a duet that I will be playing together with Hsing-ay, and then we will be playing the Jupiter Symphony first movement, and it's Mozart's Jupiter Symphony.
I do with a mic? Great.
Yay! He did it! He did it! Another full-time job here. Just fantastic to get through it and have the excitement of a symphonic sound. How did this feel in this space for you?
So I think with this piano, it definitely has more of like a symphonic effect, because I feel like the sound can reach further into the audience.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, great. Well, no, actually, you hold on to that mic. I could feel your driving forward, right? The energy that we want in this very upbeat first movement. And it was interesting because I was trying to play around with you, sometimes holding you back a little bit, because one of the exciting things about this is that there is, at the same time that there is a push to go forward, there is this resistance of this pulse that's inside. This makes it very gritty, right? And that conflict of the vertical and the horizontal, I think, creates a lot more of this excitement, this tension. And so there were times where I was giving you a little more pulse, and I wanted to see if I can get you to be with me. So in the collaborative listening piece of this is, how do we cue each other as we're going along and we're adapting, right? And so in the past, there are times where I was pushing you to go forward more, right? Did you feel that?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, if I'm just playing by myself, and then also even when I'm playing with you, for some sections, I have the tendency of, pushing it forward and then like rush in for a little bit. So I feel like, like when I hear your left hand, I can feel like that's, it's more of like a sounding effect for me to kind of pace myself, like slow it down a little bit.
Right, good. What in this piece would you have done differently if you had a second chance?
I feel like I probably would mentally take a moment, and then so that, because like our mind is connected with our hand, so I can feel like, some areas I wasn't playing the note very clearly, especially, if we have like this. And then, sometimes like if you're nervous, and then I was, so I can, rush in for a little bit and then just, and then it would feel messy. Yeah. So I feel like if I have a second chance, I would kind of like take a breath, and then, especially when it comes to these type of moments, and then just be more confident so that I can play it more precisely.
Well, guess what? This is your second chance. So let's see what you would do differently right there.
So this is the last one.
Yeah. Did you hear that silence before you do drrrrum? Did you hear the silence in the room?
A little bit.
A very, very, very little bit. Can you hear a little more? Yeah. Did you hear the silence in your body? Did your body get to let go a second before you jumped in? Like, was there a breath to give it some relaxation?
There wasn't, but I could try it again.
Great. Yeah, okay. So I definitely heard your right hand better. What about your left hand? Did your left hand feel the silence?
I think my right hand could lead my left hand for a little bit.
Why would your left hand depend on your right hand?
I think it's because my right hand is playing this.
Yeah.
So I feel like my left hand had to support my right hand, so I don't really know if that's correct.
What does it mean to support?
So it means like my right hand is the melody.
Yeah.
So I want my left hand to kind of play the bass a little bit, so that the two hands would put together have more of a structure. I don't know if that makes sense.
Are you trying to play your left hand louder?
I think so, yeah.
Why?
Because I want the melody to get it out.
So if you want us to hear the melody more, why would you play the left hand louder? Wouldn't that cover it up?
That's true, yes.
Okay. Also, I think the clarity issue is what you were going for, right? Which is completely a different topic, because if you're going for clarity, your left hand also, the left side of your body also has to learn how to breathe, relax, hear the space, and then reset and prep. So all that has to happen with both sides of your body. And sometimes when we're right-handed, only our right side is really in tune, like the exercise we were doing with Adrian. Left side, right side, can you feel, after you play this, silence? And don't get into the turn. Just feel the silence. Can you feel it equally on both sides of your body?
So can I stop here or?
Yeah, you can stop. Stop. Do you feel this as relaxed and prepared?
This time.
Okay. All right. Let's do it for real this time. Yeah. Good. I think that's good, and it is clear, but it's not clear how many notes you're playing, because what I heard was this. Right?
Right.
I didn't hear.
Yep.
Just the left hand? Yeah, so. Good, with the right hand. It's so much clearer, but one more time. Okay, so relax here. Down, up. Yes. Now the whole thing. Okay, with the right hand. Ooh, did you guys hear that one? That was super different. Yeah? Okay, that was fantastic. Was there anything else in this piece that you wanted to do differently, that you heard something on?
I think it's this area. This is another area that I feel like I wasn't being very precise. Okay, I think the problem was that in this area, my right hand and my left hand, they weren't coordinating very well.
Uh-huh.
So they're supposed to play the same note, with the same speed. But then I feel like in reality, when I was playing, it was kind of messed up. Like the two hands weren't playing the same kind of melody.
Uh-huh. I think that the place you're talking about was the place where I was trying to hold you back.
Right.
And I felt like there was nervousness from the past of our having to deal with the rhythm of it,
Sure.
which you didn't have a problem with today, but that driving force of ba-bam, 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 making it go forward,
Yep.
I think maybe affected one side of your body more than the other side. So let's give that a second try. Yeah. So what I'm not sensing is the length of the dotted notes. Dum bum bum ba bum ba bum ba da 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 da. So feel the horizontalness of everything. Stay. Okay, now exaggerate it and go a little slower. Feel the keys. Yeah. I think you had a lot of control that time. Did you feel that?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what emotion are you feeling there?
I think there's not really a precise emotion, but I feel like this is the point when I really want to get to the next section, which is.
Yeah. Okay. So on one layer, what you're hearing come out of the piano is this anticipation. You want to get there.
That's right, yeah.
On the other level, what are you hoping to express? Are you hoping to express all that anxiety of moving forward?
I think if I express that anxiety, then I would have the tendency to rush through it.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is not the right emotion. But I feel like this is, also a place where you kind of wants to elevate for a little bit so that we have this arrival point of.
What do you mean by elevate?
So this is like a transition kind of phrase, I think.
Hmm?
And
Is transition meaning are you searching for something?
sort of
Exploring?
exploring.
Exploring. Okay. Okay. So if you can.
So I think
Mhm.
because you just mentioned exploring, so I think
Mhm.
a good analogy might be like I'm searching for jewelry, and then this is, the process when I'm searching for it, and when I found it, I'll be like,
Okay. All right. Yes, you found it.
I found it.
Okay. So now you can be a really anxious person searching for that jewelry, or you can be like a very calm person being like, I wonder if I put it over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it two different ways so you can show us
Okay.
the emotional difference. Okay.
I'm gonna do this slow. So.
Okay. So calm person looking for jewelry. Where is it? I wonder. Okay, that's calm. Okay. All right. Anxious person. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Good. Now, can you do somewhere in between? And can we play with the dynamic layer now? So listen for the dynamics of bomb, and then starts off da 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 da, and then dip down again, da 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 da, so that you have this shape happening at the same time. Another layer. So no, the dip is in the middle of the bar. Bomb, bomb, less, da 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 da. Less. Okay. What I'm saying is to follow the shape of the actual melody. So, do you hear? That's the peak. No, I'm not hearing. Yes. Yes. Yes, right. So now you have a lot of shapes that you can try out, but I'm saying that that is a very logical one because it's written into the line already, right? And so like looking at the melodic contours, what I would call it, is a great way to start experimenting with. And then if you want to do a surprise, you know what you're actually playing against. But I think that would be a great way to feel that this is not just rushing from A to B. This is how do I go there artistically and then end up at B eventually, right? And then that way, even though the rhythm is pushing forward, you're also creating another layer of resistance as you're rushing forward, and that's what makes it very exciting. Great. Okay, thank you so much. Awesome. Who's next? Come on up. Does everyone want to stand up and just do a deep breath and just relax a little bit? Inhale the gratitude of being alive. All right, and you can, get settled. And then just exhale all your tension. Exhale, being mad at the traffic out there today. All right.
Hi, I'm going to play the Medtner Fairy Tales, Opus 26, the first movement. Thank you.
Okay, microphone is on. So that was lovely. Tell us what you were listening for.
Because this is the fairy tales, so when I play this piece, I imagine a story in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which story?
There's a girl enter into the forest, and there's a unicorn or fairies or some lovely animal in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they having fun. She having fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, she woke up, and it was a dream. It's not the truth. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like that.
Okay. So where is she entering the forest, and what's happening the very opening first time?
I think the first, the first phrase is like introduction, like once upon a time.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a girl enter into a forest.
Okay, and then the animals come to play in the middle part.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the very ending, she's
Yeah.
waking up, so
Yeah.
she's a little sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay, and the very, very end, is she sad? Is she happy that she had the dream?
Yeah, she's happy.
She's happy.
Yeah.
When do you think is happening that last held note? What are we waiting for there?
You mean the last note?
Second to last note.
This one?
Yeah. What do you think is happening?
She's recalled the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, recalling.
Yeah.
That was my favorite moment.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was just something very mysterious, maybe is the word, in that moment of. All right.
Yeah, because my professor discussed this part with me
Mhm.
before, yeah. And she said, if you stay longer and the audience will looking at you, they will
Yeah.
concentrate.
And did it feel weird for you to hold it?
No?
Did it feel good?
Yeah, I enjoyed.
You enjoyed it. So did I. So did I.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Great. Going backwards, before that magical ending, you got quite loud. Was it the piano? Was it this room? Is it the dynamic that you wanted?
You mean this part?
Yeah. Do you want to try this again? It sounds like you wanted it that way, right? You intended it to be that dynamic?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think this is the first part, second, and then leading to the ending.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you wanted these 3 E flats, 1, 2, 3. You wanted us to hear it 3 times, right? Okay, so I just want to do like a kind of a big picture storyboard comparison of dynamics. And so why don't you start us off with that one? Can you just play that dynamic for us there? Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'll take this off. Okay, now let's go backwards to when she wakes up from the dream. Okay, that's 3 Ps. Okay, now we're going to go backwards to when the animals are out. Okay, this is mezzo forte. Forte. Okay, now the very opening, piano, or mezzo piano, where she's introduced. Okay, all right. So now, did you feel like those were your intended levels of dynamics, putting them next to each other? You think it's better now? Okay. I think that in the range that you have on this instrument and in this room, we can use dynamics to create a lot more contrast. So for instance, the opening that you play for me felt more like a mezzo forte than a mezzo piano. It's a very strong-willed main character maybe, and she's very like assertive, but could it be a fairy tale once upon a time long ago that there's maybe a little more of a distance? Maybe she is not really asserting anything. She's just in the middle of a field of grass. What would that sound like? So even the opening, right? What is that? Is that a trumpet going, everybody pay attention, the girl is here, right? Would you like that? There's nothing wrong with that, but it does say mezzo piano, so, okay. But tell us what you would like. Okay, French horns? Yeah, beautiful. Would it be possible to have a prep breath? So the difference between a horn and a trumpet is not very much, but I think one way to soften it is that there is a little bit of a roundness in a horn sound. So if you have a breath, it has like a fuller sound, whereas a trumpet has more of a more direct sound. So it's a very, very slight difference, but try it with a breath. Okay, now try it with a thicker, imagine you had really thick fingers and you breathe slowly into them. Okay, can you just keep the pedal on for me? What am I doing that's different? Very, very slight. Do you hear a difference? That's one thing. I touch it slower, and the second thing is that's possible, but I'm also standing like in a weird angle. I'm sliding maybe a hair more on my fifth finger than my second finger, so there's a little bit less density, a little bit more air. How do you like that sound? Can you put your ear like out there, the furthest corner? Do you like how it's moving over there? Okay. Now maybe a little rounder. Okay, now maybe a little softer. Oh, okay. So you have a lot of variations. I personally like the last one, but you don't have to. But if you did it that way, my point being, it would give you more room to play with when the animals came, because there would be a bigger difference. So however you want to do the opening, let's go to the animals now. Now, can you give us a forte that is like, the whole zoo is here. So like right now, we have some great characters coming in, but when there's forte, I think that it steps up another notch in intensity. So let's hear that. Forte. Yeah. Did you feel like you got more intensity on the forte? Great. So now what else can we do with the left hand? Was your left hand any different? Yeah. What if you used the melodic contour that we were working on with Yeli and you do a crescendo as you are ascending the left hand? The first phrase is ascending, da 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 dum bum, the left hand, right? Yeah, I'm thinking like more. Yeah, and not soft right away. That's a nice 5/7 chord, and then it gets soft. Yes. Now do it less. Yes. Right, so right now, there you go. You have two dynamic levels, both with more energy in the left hand. Now, instead of taking some time, maybe what if you went forward? Da 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 da, without any hesitation or time. Yeah. Right. So you just made another variation, right? And so I think that for something like the forte risoluto, I think that that is more resolute. That is more driven when you don't have any time and when you really mean business with a crescendo in the left hand. Your right hand, da 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 da. Can you sparkle the top notes? You have it highlighted. Can you tell me what that means? These fives? Magic. Okay, can you give us magic that's a little louder? Louder magic? Wow, okay, do you guys hear that sparkle? Because like when they're waiting for the sound to travel, it's a little different out there, yeah? So here, you might hear everything. You already hear it in your head, right? Which is great. But there, they have to wait for the sound waves, right? So can you do the left hand da 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 and the sparkle magic that's louder in the right hand? Okay, and without hesitation because it's risoluto. Go. Yeah. Okay, now can you drive it forward? The way that Yeli was driving, right? Drive it forward. Be really serious about your jewelry. Yeah. Go. Yes. Good, good. Okay, yeah, I think these animals are very happy now. What do you think? Yeah, yeah. So we're just trying to extend the great ideas that you had going, but with this piano and this space, you can actually do it even more and reach even further people out there. Great, okay. So let's try the other spot in the end, because triple piano is really hard to pull off, right? He didn't just write piano, he wrote triple piano. What is that? Can you do something in your right hand to suggest that you're playing it, but don't let me hear anything? Right there. Just your right hand. But don't let me hear anything. Just ghost it. Pretend like you're playing. Yes, okay. Now just give me a tiny little bit of a hint. Ah, yeah. Oh, that was a little too much. That was too bright. Good. Yeah. Yes. Okay. See, I would not be woken up by that. That does not sound like, oh, I have to get up now. It sounds like I can stay in bed and I can think about that dream. Right? Right? That was really magical. How did you feel about that? You're starting to.
It's better. I'm still in the bed now. In the bed.
You're still in the bed. You're still in the bed. That's a good thing. Okay, let's try your left hand. See if your left hand also stay in the bed. Yeah. You know, your upper arm is welcome to come along for the ride, right? It doesn't have to be just your hand. You see, if I'm just holding this, you guys can try this. If I'm just using this and I have to keep this still, there's some tension going on here. But if I allow this to connect with my core all the way, this entire, imagine that you are a jellyfish, right? And the entire arm is just floating in water. How would that allow you to play less? less, even less. Okay, dare yourself that low E flat. See, I could not make a sound. Let's do it together. Let's not make a sound. Yeah. Yeah, now give me a hint of a sound. Yeah. This is a technique that Peter Serkin taught me. It really works, right? If you start with sound and you try to go less, it's really hard to control, but if you start with nothing and you just add a hair, that's it. That's all you need, right? Now, I personally think that was really magical, what you just did with both hands, which leads me to say that ending that I feel like is too present, these three times, right? I don't think we're going to miss it. I think that you've given that to us several times. It's hard for us to miss. I think what we really need is just to feel that flow, that circle, gets bigger the third time. It's just a shape. I don't think it's a density thing. So what if you gave us that here, and you don't have to keep it like this, but for now, let's just see what would happen if you didn't give us so much density from here. Second circle, third circle, bigger. It's still a circle. Okay, hold on. This is all really gorgeous, but I felt like my idea of the circle kind of got stuck here. Why do you want that much space? Any need? Could you do it with a breath? Da-da-dum, da-dum. Like, send it up. Da-da-da-da-dum. Does it have to take the time? What the pros and cons of that decision is that if you take that much time, you don't have that third big circle anymore. You have a quarter of a circle, then you have a high note, and then you have another quarter of a circle down, right? So it's not really a rainbow anymore because it's kind of cut. Let's try it once my way, and then if you don't like it, that's totally fine. But let's do 2 little circles and 1 big circle again. It doesn't have to be slow. Second time. Now third time, think it through. How far are you going? Breathe, breathe. Go, 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 go. Okay, how did that feel? Flow, you found your flow. Find your flow, intensive march. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So for me, it made more sense because it bundled instead of being fragments. You might discover some other shape, right? And that's totally fine. The important thing is that you connect all the seams of your shapes so that we never hear the seams. We only hear one thing flowing into the next, right? And however shape you want is fine. Is there another shape that you'd like to try? Are you good? Anything else in here that you want to try in this moment? Well, okay, great. Thank you so much for your fairy tales. Beautiful. Judith. Oh, that was Medtner Fairy Tale, Opus 26, number 1. By the way, the program is on the web page, but the link is on the wall. If you guys need it on that side of the pillar, it's hsing-ay-hsu.com/Klavierhaus. So all the repertoire pieces are there. Who's next? All right, June.
Hello, so I will be playing the Menuet on the theme of Haydn, and the composer is Ravel. So when you hear, I think the motif is based on the name of Haydn. This is the way, when they spelled it in German, this is the note Haydn. And I think Debussy also wrote the piece based on this motif. And I choose the one from Ravel.
That's great. Thank you so much. You know, the opening sound you had, I think, was just beautiful. It was light and it was just a little bit pale, like on the pastel side of things. And I thought you picked a really great opening color. Yeah.
I felt like because I didn't try the piano enough, in my first play, I got a little nervous. Like, it's not the sound I expected in my mind.
What did you want?
I think it's hard for me to hear what I play.
Hard for you to hear it?
Yeah.
Ah, so let's do this. Okay, start again. Here, I'll take that. Okay, how was that?
Yeah, I think I'm more used to it now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. How are your muscles feeling after that?
I think getting more relaxed, of course. But when the first time play, I think there's just so many new things going on.
Yeah.
I cannot handle so many information.
Right. Absolutely. So I was hearing some of the places where your big chords had a lot more accent here, and that's from nerves, right? Like, yeah. So we know for a fact that we get more rigid, right? And so one of the ways to prepare for that is to use the prep breath to slow down our attack. So you know that it's going to be more rigid when you hear it. Let me just sit down for a second. So when you play this chord, for instance, you want to feel all the energy be a little bit more like you're in the clouds. So let's play the opening one more time, but as if you're floating on the clouds and your hands were approaching like clouds. Yeah, you can set it down. Yes, set it down. Yeah. Well, you know, the problem is you have to come out of this. Yeah, it's always connected to the thing before. If it's just sitting by itself, it's going to feel out of place. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, even more, keep the weight down so that you're going up. Right. If your weight is not down, then you have to go down to play it. But if your weight is down, you go up. Yes. Even more, go down, 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 stay down. Yeah. You kind of have to work to stay down. It's kind of like if you're snorkeling or, you know, you're trying to stay at the bottom of the ocean. It's really hard, right? Because if you don't try to stay down, you're going to go up. So you have to feel that tension. Yeah. It's hard to do it with both fingers because sometimes when you do it on the top, you don't feel it with the 2-3. Do you feel the 2-3? Try to just the 2-3. There you go. You made the connection. Yeah. Yeah, good. We were working with trying to change the perspective. Like the opening is indoors, looking through the window, and then second phrase is outdoors, being outside the house, right? So I think that you're doing a great job of differentiating. I just think that the outdoor balance is off because the left hand is still too heavy. So let's keep an ear out for... Yeah, like I think the left hand is feeling a little bit aggressive, and the right hand should be leading the dynamics there. So let's just try that spot. Yes. Yeah, and where's the breath that takes us up? And where's that breath? Da 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 da. Upbeat, downbeat. Yes. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be so soft because we have to go to piano after that. Oh. Da da. Down, up. Nope, that wasn't enough. Up. Down. So, pastels. So, again, do you hear how it's hitting? Yeah. Do you mean for it to hit?
First time maybe, the second time maybe not.
It's still too heavy for your right hand. Yeah. Yeah, and I also don't feel the da 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 da. The breath is still not happening yet. Yes. So gentle. Yeah, only the French know how to do it without any effort. Like if you just like, oh, I don't really care. Blah, blah. Yeah. Yes. Right. No, it's too intense. Too intense. Open. Yeah, but you are also moving ahead. Did you hear how your timing is pushing?
Yeah, I rush a little bit from here.
Yeah. Did you want it faster? One, two, three, one, two. Yeah, that feels more relaxed. Yeah. Let's go to the end, because I love your spider web part. You know what I'm talking about? Let's do that. We worked really hard on this, and it just came out beautifully. Yeah. Relax, 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 relax. Okay, so did everybody hear the Haydn theme that is hidden on top of the spider web? Did you guys hear that?
I don't even hear that. Oh, yes, the last time, yes. It's on the last repeat here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's an important theme. That is the theme. Oh, not everything else. The other notes don't matter. Yes? You hear that on top? That's important, okay? Now this time the bass note didn't work so well with the pedal. Is that?
The middle pedal, I think, is almost hard to press down.
Yeah, the mechanics of each middle pedal is gonna feel totally different. Yeah. Yes. But what happened? Did you lift the pedal?
No.
So why did the bass disappear?
Maybe it's catching up.
Okay, just keep it there. Keep it there. Don't move your left foot. Yeah, good. Yes. Yeah, you know, it's tricky. It's the risk comes in how softly can you play that left-hand bass note every time you replenish that sound to not hit it and not break the spell. But beautiful. Now, there is another theme at the very end which needs to come out more, right? Yeah. Can you just play it alone for everybody? Okay, let's try that. If you want, you don't have to. No, not enough. Yeah. Okay, so okay. One more time, play for everybody, just the melody, and then with everything else. You know, it's pretty hard to hear that. I think even with everything else going on, you should be able to make us listen to that melody.
I was not listening, that's why.
Right. I was trying to be nice. Yeah, your right hand is... That's exactly right. Good listening. Okay, now you shouldn't have any break. Just you use your hand. Right, no breaks. Yeah. Let's try a couple other spots. So play everybody the melody again so you can hear this in your head. Just the opening melody. Okay, now play them this. Okay, anybody know what that's called? How you change from A to B? Music theory, Adrian.
Is that an inversion?
It is almost an inversion. What's the other way that you can manipulate something for a Bach fugue? Anybody else? I'm sure some of you are just like, I don't want to speak up. Oh, good tries. Yeah, good tries. Retrograde. Retrograde is going backwards. I'm not sure that you made us really listen to that. Yeah, can you play that for us? Yeah, can you bring it out a little bit more? It's not very clear. Can we help him out? Can we all sing this? Ready? Everybody sing this. Ready? Go. Da 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 da. We don't hear you, but we're loud enough. Okay. Give us an upbeat. Ready, set, go. Da, no, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. Okay, at least that much. Yeah.
Maybe it's the right hand to be quiet a little bit.
Could be. Okay, yeah. I would not get soft on the end because we want to hear the entire 5 notes, right? You know, people don't know how to spell Haydn, so this is really important. Really important. One last time. Yeah! That's the H! Come on, we need the H! Yeah. Yes, that's right. It's because of your 4th finger, right? So don't use a 4. Use a 3 instead. Yeah, there's the H. Beautiful. Now, let's play the next one. This right here. Left hand. Yeah. No, just the melody. Yeah, where is it? Yes, and what is that called? How do we get to that variation? The blank of the theme.
Is this same as this one?
No. It's upside down inversion. This isn't the inversion, okay? So let's listen for the inversion. Can you play the right hand as well? Yeah, a little bit more.
I think it's hard.
It is hard. Da, 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 da. Yes. It really fills it out, and that line gives us something to listen for. And even if we don't necessarily know the name of it, doesn't matter if you know the name or not, you can still appreciate something happening. And something in the back of our minds can be feeling, this sounds familiar. We might not know why. We might not know that it was related to the melody, but it sounds familiar because the material in it, the modules in it, are the same. Yeah. So I think those subconscious things can really help to bring that out. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the major minor moments. Yeah, so yes, do you want to show us how you do that? Yeah. Because, yeah, we have talked about some of the coloring. Yes. Do you guys hear that moment? Very good. So can I go to my spot now? Good. So let me sit down. So this is minor. Right? This has some sort of a darkness, and then you go, and this is major. Do you know what chord that is? Anybody? You know what this chord is? Dominant 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th. It's a dominant 13th of 5. Yeah. This is a moment that I can just sit here and just like do nothing all afternoon, which is really hard for an Asian to do nothing. But listen to that. Oh, just nothing. I think that moment of stillness can. What do you mean here? Here?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you looking? Here? Yeah. So tension, and then. Okay. Can you make a bigger contrast for us?
This is the one you measure.
Yeah. Can you pull the base and the top a little bit more? Pull it open. Yeah, it's like you're yawning. Yes. Yeah, and the prep breath is important because you have da-dum, da-da-dum. Yes. But see, what you're doing is da-da-da-da, stop, da. You will want, yeah. Yeah, just like you're kneading the dough. Yes, and you're still on the cloud. Yeah, this can come off. Yes. Okay. Yawn. Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I was way too intense when I first played compared to now.
Well, yeah, right?
I feel like
Because you're listening to your body relax as you're doing this. And this instrument can give you a lot more room than you think you have to play really, really quiet and slow. Yeah, but slow is the key. Okay, great work. Alex. Anybody need to stretch?
Hi, I'm Alex. I'll play Liszt's first section of Sonata in B minor.
Oh, sure. Yes, okay. This sonata is perfect for the season, post-Halloween. Okay. Let me just make sure I know. Thank you for observing the 5 minutes guideline. I appreciate that. I'd love to hear the whole thing. Yeah, maybe next time. Great. You've put a lot of great work into this, creating the differences in character. And I'm very excited to explore this a little bit further, so maybe we can extend some of your ideas even more. Let's go from the beginning. How did it feel listening to everything in here as compared to at home?
So I always feel it's a bit hard to hear the silences, especially when like performing, because there's like nervousness, and there's also you need to kind of time the notes correctly, right? Because it starts with the rest instead of a note, and then you need to make sure, first of all, you can feel the rest, and then try to make everyone else feel the rest. So I feel that's kind of tricky.
Did it feel good when you did it?
At the start, no.
No.
I think when you first perform, you're not really kind of nervousness, but
right.
Yeah.
So what could we do differently? Let's do a second take. How would you change the opening rest?
Probably breathe a little bit more, I would say.
A little bit more. Okay, so show us what that would look like. Yeah, it's hard because the whole character is very still and you're waiting and frozen. So if you give us too much of a nice relaxing breath, then we're not afraid of you, right? What if you gave us 2 breaths to mark things, to mark the silence? So an upbeat breath before the downbeat, so you go 4, 1, and maybe you just mark it with your eyebrow, I don't know, or your pinky, but something less in magnitude, but add the upbeat. And again, can that sink? Can you be like a pile of sand? Dum, bum. Yes, lots of contact. Yes. And do you see how you lead us into that silence? Dum, bum. Do you hear that connection? So from the B flat, A flat. Let's do that one more time. Maybe make some time in here, a little delay on that next note. On the A, yeah, just make it a little slower. Yeah, and make us wait for that rest. Da, da, draw it out. Good. Okay, now, the long notes in here, the opening, is actually really important because, just like the beginning, you're making us wait. And that waiting is what makes us nervous, right? So I would wait longer on that dun, da, da. Don't give us too smooth a transition. Dum, da, 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 dum. And then move really fast when you do move. But I would say that when you come off, this is less. It's not the same, because if it's the same, it interrupts and it's its own gesture. It's dum, ba, 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 ba. Okay, one more time. Yes! Yeah, just be careful. Don't place it. Da 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 ba. Don't place it until you mean to, because it happens a million times, right? You could be da 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 da, just straightforward, because you could make it an expression somewhere else. Cool. Very exciting. Yay! Now, all this fast stuff is great. Great. Let's see. What are some things that could make it... The hard thing about this stuff is that there's so much activity all the time, right? And we have to present it in, like, sections. You know how MailChimp nowadays, like, you have to put things in boxes. You can't just have, like, scrolling whatever. You have to organize things visually, right? Is what we do with sound design. So somehow there has to be, like, blocks of so that we can take it in. One way to do that is to have places where you really drop in dynamics, and then you go in one direction. So for instance, like, I don't know if we have corresponding page numbers. No, we don't. So when you're building up to this, like, I call it the skyscraper stuff. Before that, what if you dropped in your dynamics so that we have, like, a big build and it preps us to the next box, right? Instead of feeling like, oh, there's more waves. So let's go. Is there some place that's a good start in here? Well, let's go into that, because this is where I like for you to drop. Great. Okay, now here, in this mess of a thing, can you have little circles going? Good. Third time. Now nothing. Yes. Okay. Yes. So the trajectory from here to here, it wasn't steep enough for my taste. So I think the last skyscraper, I think it needs to be a little bit more like a sudden zoom, like that. So this was a great drop. And I heard your circles. Did you guys hear the circles? Yeah, that was all really effective from here. I think it's too loud already. Try softer. Try softer. Dum, bum, bum. Yeah, it's better. You know, your left hand isn't really helping. Your right hand is doing all the work. Bada, 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 bada. Like, it can be a little more violent. Bada, bada. So, hold on. What I don't hear is da, da, bada. What I hear is da, 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 right? So the da, the length of the notes are what's driving this piece, right? Just the left hand. Yeah, more violent with your thumb. Good. Now more crescendo with your thumb. Yeah, you skipped a beat. Da, thumb. Yes, thumb, that's right. Yeah, we got to use what we have. And the thumbs are, like, readily there to make it more violent. Okay, that pacing of a crescendo was fabulous. Did you feel the control of that all the way up? 2 hands now. Yeah, I don't know. I think your right hand is a little slow and also not quiet enough for the opening. da, ba. Yeah, no, your right hand is also not feeling the length. Ba, da, ba, da. It's not da, 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 right? Ba, ba. Ba. Okay, and you have to rush towards the end. It's like you can't wait to get up there. Right now you're playing it a little bit safe in that you're actually pausing to place it. I would say rush the beat. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Yes, okay, right. That was great. That was great pacing. How did it feel? Yeah. Good. And it should feel like you get a high. Do you feel like you get a high? Yeah, I'm getting a high. But your right hand, left hand, when you go home, just take out the thumbs and go ba 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 ba, because it's that those two lines are still not making up the core of your texture, right? So that's gonna help a lot. Cool, very cool. Let's see. There's a lot of different things that we can go into, but I think maybe another topic would be that the pedaling, playing in here really gives you more feedback about where do you want to pedal more and where do you not want to pedal more. For instance, when you have anything that's scale-like, right? When you just leaving that pedal down, it feels very muddy. So can you just you could do a half change, whatever, and every single venue is going to give you a different sound. But the idea is to lead with what are you actually hearing? Can you actually hear that? And then you adapt in the moment. So like, don't be married to, I'm going to keep my foot down or not. Be married to, what can I hear right now? Okay, so let's play by your ear here. Okay, are you presenting that line as clearly as you can? Okay. Other than that wrong note, that is a natural. Yeah, but that was so much more clear than what you did before, yeah? Did you listen the same way before while you were performing? Okay, so it's just that you are feeling more confident now in listening, but nothing has changed, right? I mean, your technique is the same as it was 5 minutes ago, but now you're leading with listening. So that's fantastic. That's all you need to do. Okay, now, when you get here, though, what are you hearing in the bass? The chord that you just played, what did you hear in the bass? Ah, you just changed it. What was the balance before? Not enough bass. Yes. Okay, don't listen to just one thing. Listen to all the different elements together. You had it just now. One more time. Okay, well, what was it? What wasn't going on the right hand? Huh? Okay, no, there's not enough meat in the right hand either. Okay, did you hear the bass? Okay, what's the character you want? Opening up to very open. Open what? Open sesame? Open what? Bright. Okay, like sunny?
Yeah, sunny, kind of a little bit arrogant, confident.
Arrogant.
Not arrogant.
Not arrogant. Confident. Confident. Okay. Do you feel confident, or are you withholding your sound? Yeah, you're withholding. So you want to come from the place of you want to give more, right? So how do you do that? How do you feel more? You can embody it with your breath. So most of the time when we're trying to like get control, whether we're trying to control the outcome of a performance or we're just trying to control a note, what we do is we get more tense. And then we stop being able to feel, right? So that's what somatic awareness is that when you're able to breathe, you regain that, right? So is there a part of your body right now that you can just let go a little bit? Your shoulder. Oh, so go ahead and tense it up so you feel that and then release it. And you can feel free to do this with us. Okay. Did you feel that, or are you just showing us that it's relaxed now? Did you actually feel it? More relaxed than before? Okay, so that's good. If you were to do it very slowly, you can actually control how you let it go. And it takes some practice, to really feel like you're 100% let go. Okay, good. Let's do it. Okay, what happened? What did you hear? What happened to that arrival on the bass? No, because you know what I heard? I heard, haha, like, now we're nice. No, I think it needs to drive through, and also if I had pedal, I would have more line here to feel the breath. So I don't feel necessarily that you're feeling this horizontally, because everything is looking so vertically. So don't look at this, because this is deceptive, right? This is all horizontal. And also the right hand, I didn't feel like anything was happening here, so I had lots of this, and then suddenly it's loud. What if you lead us into it? So the right hand, left hand, actually, they're collaborative listening. Breathe, let your shoulder go. Oh, whoa, wow. Now more, go, go, go. Second time, let your shoulder go. Yeah, shoulder down. Yes. Woo, good. Line. Yes, good, good. Okay, so I felt so much more line. You wanted to open up, you really did. Was that beautiful? Yeah, that was fantastic. The next step, I think, is that either your right hand moves forward or your left hand does. Right now, they don't oftentimes collaborate, right? So like when you're going towards something, most of the time, you can support each other so that they're always moving together, and your breath is gonna do a lot for you. And also, have a friend come and just tap you on the shoulder, because getting loud does not mean this. Getting loud means this. Like if you can broaden your breath in your back, in your front, on your side, this way instead of up, because there's nowhere to go, right? Yeah, fantastic. Does that feel good? Okay. Does this sound like what you want?
There's definitely still a few portions that it's a bit hard for like my hands to match the sound that I want, but overall it feels better. Yeah.
The things that we worked on, it made sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for each bringing something totally different, and I applaud you for finding the time to practice. Keep that up. This has been a preview of the Find Your Flow Intensive in February and March, where we're going to do more systematic study of things before we really dive into people's projects. And then we're going to end by having a recording of each project. There's still like 1 or 2 spots left because there was a very small group. So talk to me if you want to come. We will have some auditors as well for part of that. The next event here will be February 25th, my recital. It's going to be really fun. the information is online. Thanks so much.